My name is Khadija Karsani, and I teach the Human Resource Development module to the MBA students at the GSB of Mancosa. Now, Human Resource Development is a dynamic learning intervention which will equip the students with strategic tools to develop their human capital in the world of work. The challenges driven largely by the economic meltdown, which all businesses are facing globally, requires us to handle human resource issues with tenacity and resilience. And this is a time that demands that we be called upon to revisit the manner in which we operate and impact our discipline of human resource development in our quest for social and economic reform towards promoting future growth. Now, for sustainability, it is necessary to foster innovative skills that can contribute to future competencies that are required to meet the complex challenges which businesses are currently facing. I have embraced my professional influence and contribution in whatever context or business environment I find myself. And it is from this perspective that I will teach the Human Resource Development module to ensure that it is relevant to real time in the real world. This module comprises 8 outcomes which I will now discuss. Outcome 1 identifies that the human resource strategy is derived from and it is aligned to the organization's objectives. In order to maintain organizational competitiveness, organizations must position themselves strategically in the face of the emergence of the challenges which are brought about by increasing globalization as well as the technical revolution. But in the process of positioning themselves appropriately, the company will be faced with challenges which are brought about by the dynamism in the environment. Amongst other things, these challenges include having to compete in the global economy, eliminating the skills gap. Of course, then there is the increasing workforce diversity. One cannot ignore the need for lifelong learning. We are also tasked with facilitating organizational learning. And very importantly, we cannot ignore any ethical dilemmas which we face, and we have to address them urgently and prudently. I now proceed to discuss outcome 2. In this outcome, you are required to understand that learning and development is the process of building organizational capability for optimal organizational sustainability. Now, the focus of learning is change, and this is done by acquiring something that is new or otherwise modifying anything or something that already exists. The change that you bring about must be long-lasting before one can say that learning has really occurred. Now, another focus of learning is behavior, cognition, and affect. Or it can even be the combination of any of the three. Now, learning outcomes can be skill-based. For example, you need to perhaps have the skill of how to paint a wall. Or it can be cognitive, which talks about learning the procedure of how to apply for a job, how to fill in an application form. It is effective when we need to be aware of how to be safety conscious. I will now proceed to discuss outcome 3 and what is required. In outcome 3, the discussion will entail how to identify that performance management is the process of directing, developing, supporting. It also discusses enabling the sustained achievement of organizational objectives. Managers are required to assist their employees to maintain effective performance and also encourage superior performance. By the same token, team leaders and managers should be interested not only in eliminating poor performance, but also ensuring that good performance remain effective or even become better. This can be done through providing support and the opportunity for growth and development. It is, after all, this aspect that human resource development emphasizes. Employees must be instilled with a sense of ownership of their performance. Coaching and mentoring provides the necessary support for this intervention. I will now proceed to outcome 4. In this outcome, you are presented with an opportunity to understand that compensation is a strategy and a system which offers fair levels of pay, benefits, and recognition. The design of the compensation must be examined, and the modern view is that employees who work in a rewarding environment tend to produce a high degree of performance output. Compensation is a starting point for adding value to an organization. Earlier on, we spoke about employee performance and managing that performance. But that performance is often hampered by stress, employees who are constantly ill and who cannot cope with any change that may occur. And outcome 5 helps us to understand that employee wellness is a strategy to ensure that a safe, healthy work and social environment is created and maintained. And here we will address employee assistance programs, stress management intervention, and employee counseling programs. Outcome 6 will enable us to understand that organizational development is a process to continually improve organizational effectiveness and efficiency to optimize the organization's purpose and strategy. And year 1 examines human resource development interventions on the group or organizational levels. It will also address change theories. In addition, we will examine plan change that integrates the individual, a group, as well as organizational level variables. The HRD efforts that promote transformation of the organization as a whole cannot be ignored. A view of organizations as high-performance work systems where all parts are integrated and working together towards a common goal, is key to a successful organization and a satisfied employee. Now, outcome 7 assists one to identify that human resource service delivery is the influence and the partnering approach to the provision of services meeting the needs of the organization, its managers as well as the employees. And finally, outcome 8 will identify that human resource technology is the effective utilization of technological applications and platforms to make information accessible and accurate. Now, these are just some of the outcomes. Remember that these outcomes can change depending on the changing landscape of the business environment. In conclusion, it is our responsibility as business people, entrepreneurs, educators, employees, and students to be agile and seamlessly transcend into the new landscape and embrace the change. Next week, I will discuss another aspect of human resource development. I trust that you've enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.